Hinson, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for the invitation.
My pleasure. You're a candidate for Congress, and sometimes you do these speeches when you go to the different venues, and they say, who are you? And you have that 1 or 2 minute speech. Could you do that for me?
I'll try. I was born, raised, and educated here in Gainesville. I'm a 5th generation Alachua Countyan. I'm a double gator.
All right.
I've been a teacher, a staffing specialist, a counselor, an assistant principal, and a principal, 15-year veteran, retired principal. Started my own company afterwards to work with low-performing schools around the country. I've done that for a while. And then after coming back home to retire, I saw some things different from what I remembered, and I ran for Gainesville City Commissioner. I was a city commissioner for a while, and I've also been a governor on the Gainesville Housing Authority. I've done some work with the NAACP. I'm an executive member. I'm also the education chair now for the NAACP, and I'm president-elect, soon to be president of the UF Black Alumni Association.
I see. Do you have any time to do anything for fun?
I do. Not lately, though. I do travel a lot. I love my grandchildren. My children all live in fun cities, so I enjoy going there to visit them and my grandchildren. I love gardening. I love partying. I love to dance.
What do you want to change in Congress? What do you bring that's different?
Well, I am a lifelong educator, but the thing that I bring that is different is the power of collaboration. I learned collaboration as a staffing specialist and realized how powerful it was. I was the chair of the multidisciplinary team, all professionals in their own right, but I had to listen to all of their opinions about where the best place would be for a child having to enter the exceptional student education program. Very stressful because you're taking a child out of the mainstream and putting him in a very specialized setting. You want to make sure that child is going to get the absolute best education possible for the handicapping conditions of the child.
Education is one of your primary planks. That's very important to you, isn't it?
My most important pillar for me right now is the family. I feel the decline of the family. I believe we need to throw them a lifeline to provide support and some kind of spine to lift them up and give them the opportunity to be present with their children, which is an education perspective. They have lost that time that we used to have with our families to talk about their ancestors, their family traditions, the actual pride that the family has in whatever it is that they have pride in. They need to be able to instill that in their children for their descendants and the coming of all of their children to come, the future generations. I believe we need to help them with quality daycare, quality childcare. I believe we need to keep them from having to work 2 and 3 jobs so they can have a livable wage, well-paying jobs, and we may need to retrain parents and families so that they can enter into the new age well-paying jobs, because it used to be labor was labor, but now it's all about the brain and technology, and you cannot get a job today if you're not familiar with some form of technology.
Yeah, education, communication, technology is really important.
Absolutely.
Those are the jobs of the future, aren't they?
Those are the jobs of now.
Mm-hmm. The jobs of now and the future.
They are the jobs of now and the future.
Exactly
yes.
right. Exactly right. Let me ask you this, because you seem very positive and very uplifting, and I like that. Mm-hmm. Is there something that really ticks you off that you'd like to see changed in Congress?
It ticks me off that they are defunding public schools. Mm-hmm. It ticks me off that they are lining their own pockets at our expense, using our tax-paying dollars to support their current platform of profiting. Mm-hmm. They seem to want to profit on every area of our existence and leave us behind. It's as if the 1% is all that's important and the 98% is going to serve them. Mm-hmm. It ticks me off. It ticks me off that everything is rising and wages are remaining the same. It ticks me off that we have no health care, that health care seems to be a privilege and not a right. I tend to differ with that. We all deserve good health care, and I intend to make sure that we all have access to good health care, even if it's free.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It seems to me that science, the arts, and education are all taking a big hit at the expense of making money. And our government is supposed to be by the people, for the people.
That is a part of my platform. Our government should be of the people, by the people, for the people.
Right.
And we need to be about improving people's lives. If we're not doing that, don't tax me.
Right. Exactly. Now let me ask you this, because you want to be a representative for all the people, and you have the LGBT community on your website. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. So I'm a 15-year veteran principal. I have seen many things in human behavior, and I frankly am very supportive of the LGBT community. I know that children come into this world with different ways of being, and I've had to protect different groups of children for different reasons, and they deserve a place at the table just like the rest of us. I support them wholeheartedly. They have supported me in my ventures, and I have absolutely been endorsed by the Florida Democratic Caucus for the LGBT community.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Yes. Now tell me, is there anything that you need to tell me that I'm probably not going to cover? Because I want to hear what your ideas are, and I want you to earn my vote.
Absolutely. So, aside from supporting the family and getting back to a way that we can all have domestic tranquility, I think to start with is the family. I do believe that we are all experiencing some kind of rage inside because of what is going on in America today. I do believe that we should rank higher in the world than the way we are now.
We've lost some respect, haven't we?
Absolutely, we've lost respect. I think it all begins at home, that we need to take care of our own people, and that we need to be fair and equitable in every single way. That we've actually failed our children. We failed them in many ways, not only education, because we should be at least at the top 10, ranked at the top 10 in the world in education, and we're not. We need to be able to educate our children so that they can compete in a global marketplace. It's no longer where you live. It is the world, and we need to be able to give our children the world. In fact, the school system that I retired from had a slogan: we're giving our students the world. We need to give our children the world, and they need to be able to compete globally. And we can do that if we would just invest in our schools and our school systems and our teachers, and indeed in our Department of Education. It is being dismantled day by day.
That's sad.
It's very sad.
Yes. Let me ask you about justice. That's another important plank in your presentation. And,
Absolutely.
I think we all agree that there is a socioeconomic and a racial disparity in our justice system.
Absolutely.
Can you talk to me a little bit about justice?
Well, I believe that we have a new Jim Crow. Mass incarceration is a part of the war on drugs. I know that decriminalizing marijuana will go a long way in doing this, and also restoring felons' rights. Once they serve their time, they need to be fully restored to whole. What they do to our citizens once they have served their time is continue to criminalize them for their life. They can't get up out of the situation that they're in because the situation ends up following them. They can't get a job, they can't vote, they can't do a lot of things that normal citizens can. They should be fully restored once they serve their time, and I intend to do that. Additionally, we have some issues where people go to jail without ever getting a trial. We need some bail reform. They end up with bail that they can't pay. They end up serving time that hasn't even been adjudicated to them because they have never been to trial. This is criminal. This is criminal. What we're doing to our people is criminal. And so I'm saying to you, there are many facets in America that creates a rage inside Americans, and we're all walking around with this rage that we need to eradicate, and we can do it. We just need to decide to do it.
I agree. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Do you agree that we should embrace and respect our differences and embrace what we have in common as a strength, not a weakness?
Absolutely.
that the
Absolutely.
United States is about diversity. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I also believe that this diversity brings power. Because of diversity, everybody has a different way of thinking, a different kind of intelligence. And if we share ideas and literally collaborate in the way that I'm describing, we could be what we say that we are, the most powerful country in the world, if we would just embrace our differences.
Yvonne Hinson is a candidate for Congress, and you can find out more about Yvonne Hinson's run for office at your website, which is
YvonneForCongress.com.
Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much. Was there anything that we missed?
I think we covered most of it. Tom, you've been great.
It's
Thank
been
you
an
so much
honor
for
and a
that
privilege. Thank you.
as well.
Thank you.
As well.